Welcome to Math, Minecraft, and Computers, episode I22, the BCD 7-segment display build, where we are going to work on the next three gates of our BCD 7-segment display. You remember last time that we built 8-bit bus and built the first set of gates, which is the A and the B gate that are over here. And we aligned these so that we could see them easily with our BCD design that we created in Logisim. So over here are the A, B, C, and D inputs, which are the bits 0, 1, 2, and 3. And over here are the segment A gate and the segment B gate, and then these are the AND gates and the other circuitry we needed to create that. Now there's a couple of housekeeping duties that we have to do here yet. And one of them is, you can see, one of the nice things about having it this way is far above you can see what you've got wrong. There's some missing wire here, there's some missing wire there. So that is why this is very easy to see and a great way to do this. Alright, with that done, we are going to move on to creating the C gate. In the bottom left here you can see that the C gate is actually one of the easiest to build. We need the CD gate that we just built, which is this one right here. So all we need to do is pull a connection off of this and bring this into the next large OR gate, which will be connected to the C segment. So this will be our first one. This is a 4 connection gate, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. It can be larger than this. This is the minimum size for this. And I'll connect that. Let's go turn C and D on to make sure we can check this. And then the other thing we need to do is make sure that our wires transmit through these series of repeaters. And this is the D wire on and this is the C wire, and so they both have power to our CD gate. And then you can see, did we make it? We did not. We're going to put a repeater right there, and that gets us our OR connection for the CD gate. Now the next one in the Logisim design is actually the A connection, but we're going to skip it. We're going to use it for the next gate as well. So that actually gives us our connection to B, which is next. I'm just going to bring it right off of here to line it up. And this comes back to the bus, where we're going to elevate over the D and the C and the not B. So there's D, there's the C, the not B is there, and the B is here. As you can see right here is the, I've got these, there's the B connection right here. We will make sure that it's on first. Yeah, it looks like it is, but let's make sure. Okay, this is the positive B here, so I just had it right. So it goes here, to there, and then we bring it up and over. You can always take a look by just coming up here a little bit, and you see there's the B, and this is the positive B right here. You want to make sure you get as many of these right. It sure makes it easier to not debug. Our first repeater goes here. And it looks like we're going to need one here as well. Alright, that is the connection to B. The other connection we need is to not C, so we need to turn the C off. And then this wire here, we'll make sure it has power to our gate, and it does. It actually ends right there, which is where we want to connect it. Right here. But in order to keep these all the same at some point, I'm going to set the repeater back here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all of these wires. That'll line them all up one time so that they should all start at the same place. In fact, I'm going to go all the way across the whole 8-bit bus and do this. This should line it up perfectly. And so now in the future, my repeaters will always be in line, the same place. There we go. Missing one piece of wire there on the A. Alright, so now we need the connection to not C. which, if you remember, C is here, so this is the not C, and our bridge will start right here. Bring it down here, and run the connection. There's Peter, and go ahead and run it up to our OR gate. There we go. Now we're finally going to get to that connection to the A, like we were originally going to do. So I will set this up, and we'll build the bridge first. There's crossing the C, there's crossing the B, the A inverted and the A connection is already on. We can look down there and see the switch is on the A. Now, since I have repeaters on all of these wires coming down this way, I don't necessarily have to put repeaters in front of the OR gate like we did here. All of these are going to be a pretty strong connection. We might have to change that later, but you can see these are all pretty good. This is lit up over here because it's coming in from some of these, and so that is the connections to our C gate. And that C gate then will be connected to our segment C on the 7 segment. So that concludes the C. Now the most complicated one we have in this whole build is this one right here, which is the D gate, and it has 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be the minimum size for D. Now, we already have an A connection right here. So it's very easy just to bring this over. We'll connect it right up to there where it's strongest. And that would be our A connection, because that goes all the way back. And you can see on the D, we also have the A connection as well. We also need a connection from the not B, not D. And that gate, you will see, is right here. So let's set that condition. Turn the B off, the D, and make sure that B is off as well. Now when we come over here, we'll see that this gate is now active, and so is this wire. So we need to bring this over to our gate. Just right here. So I need to come one more over. And then connect this back. Just come to here. And we need a repeater. Keep the signal strong. And we're connected there. So that is our not B, not D. Now I like to also label these here. It makes sense. Keep track of what these are. So there's our not B, not D connection. And then you also see that we're going to need a couple of new gates. The first one being C, not D. So C, not D. We'll set that condition over here on the bus. Not D is already on, or met, which is by having it actually off. So C and D comes from here. So bringing along this connection, this should be where we run our wire to the gate. We'll see where we'll need the repeater later. So this will be to the C. There is D and not D, and this is the C connection right here. And we need a repeater right here. And we get one more and then another repeater. And we're there. So also, that is an AND gate that comes off this connection. So because it's an AND gate, we need to build it. So it goes right here, 1, 2, 3. This AND gate will be the C, not D AND gate. Okay. So this is our connection for C, not D. We have the C, we need the not D. The not D is very easy because it is right here. And that does it. And you see now our wire is energized. Looks like we could move our repeater up to here if we wanted. And I like to do that, just like so. So there's our C, not D gate. Now the other gate that you need when we look at this is you see we need not B and C. So not B and C. C is on. We just need to make sure B is off. And it is. So it's these two that are right beside each other. That is the C, and this is the not B. So we'll go down and build our next AND gate. Starts out right here. Let's label it. It is the not B C gate. A couple of pieces of wire there, and then we will bring it out and over to there to make the gate. And then we need to go to not B and C. So we'll go to the not B first. Not D, D. So I always keep it straight in my head. That's not C, C. And then not B is right here. Now you see that's going to be a 2, so when I come up here it's perfect. I've got a 1 and I can hit that. Alright, that is our connection to not B, and then our connection to C is even closer, which is right here. And it's coming off there at a 1, which is going to create a problem for us, because as you can see I can't power it. I can't put a repeater there. So unfortunately I have to put my repeater back here, which means we're going to repeat all the way across at the same location. Don't forget we have to get these as well. And then connect this up to our OR gate, which will go to the segment, like so. Okay, now the last gate that we need for this one is B, not C, and D. But first we're going to build a gate that we will use again, which is the B, not C. So it's the opposite of this particular gate. So this will be the B, not C. All right, let's put that condition over on the bus. B, not C. It'll be the opposite of what we have. Turn off C, turn on B. And then you can see B is this connection here, right there. So we put our bridge right here. Alright, look at that, it made it all the way to the gate. Okay, now, the last thing for this is the not C. And the not C connection is right over here. Fairly short. Alright, that is that gate. Now this doesn't go directly to our D gate because we actually need to combine it with the D, which is going to be right over here when we're done and we turn it on. So we can build a bridge first. That gets us to D. Okay, now this, if you remember, this gate has to be past all of our connections because we'll have more of these wires moving down in this direction at a later date. So if you look at our Logisim down here, it actually has to come past all of those, which will be somewhere in this location. Okay, so we know we need to come into this gate. We come over here to a location somewhere by where the gate is going to go. It could be right here. That means that we need to build it around this area right here. So that would be the center of the gate. And the closest we can get it is if you think about our torch being right here on the gate. So that would put the gate in this location right here, and then you're set. Okay, so that is the closest we can build, and if you look here, I'm one off. So we would put the torch, the gate, right here on this section, and then the torch goes here. And then we could go build our AND gate around that. That is as close as we can get it. Got that backwards. This is torches, there and there. And then, what we need to do is we need a connection from this gate and a connection to the D that we just made, like so. Now, let's go turn D on. And come back and check this. So you see this gate is now on. That is the B, not C. We had it on before. And so we just have to make sure this is powered. And this gate now activates and we have a connection over to here. Run some wire. Bring it out here. And we have achieved our connection of the segment D. That will go to the 7-segment display. So that covers all of these so far, except for the last gate that we're going to do today, which is the E gate. If you look at the E gate, it's actually very simple. It has a connection all the way back to the not B, not D, which we have already used, and has a connection to the B, not C gate. So let's bring our B, not D gate first, like so. It's going to go to this location right here. Where it will move up to the OR gate that does this. And this is only a 2-connection gate, so I don't need a lot of space for it. It will look like this when we're done. And then we bring this up. Now we need that connection on. So that is not B, not D. Turn the D off, and turn the B off. And now you'll see that this gate is active, and we just have to follow the connection of this wire to there. I think I'm going to go ahead, and it doesn't have to, but I'm going to elevate this just to be consistent. There we go. And then, of course, we just use repeaters to bring that connection all the way over to here, and finally into the OR gate at the top. Alright, that is our not B, not D connection that you see that we need here for the E gate, and then the last connection we need for the E gate is C, not D. The C, not D. The C, not D gate is back here. It's right here. Now, you see also in the C, not D gate, it is the second block over, so it lines up with this connection right here. And just to make sure that we're there, there we go. So that is the proper place for it. And we just got to hook that up and build our bridge. The wire that it runs right alongside this one here. And then of course we'll need that condition met, that is C, not D. So not D is on and C is off. There we go. So that gate should now be active. That is the C, not D gate. Our wire comes up to here, the repeater there. And the last thing we have to do for the day is connect this in. Now we're just going to break this to make sure that we have power, and you see we don't. So we put it there, and then we're good there. And the last part of this is to bring out our connection, and that is it. So we have connected the C gate, the D gate, and the E gate. You can see them here. Now it looks like probably that if you look, our connection should be looking a lot like we have over here in Logisim. You can see all the AND gates that are lining up here. You have the A, B, C, D, and E segments here. You have the B, not C, D AND gate here. And you have those connections. You can start to see the verticals that we're bringing down to connect to the other gates. So that is where we're at. Next time we will finish off the F and the G gate, and we'll start looking at where we need to put the 7-segment display. So that is it for I22. Hope you had fun. Give me some subscribes if you want to continue, and some likes if you like the video. And we will continue next time. This is M. Roy, out.